Y'all, welcome into my kitchen. I'm going to be making a famous Alabama cake. Oh yeah, none other than a lane cake. It's a drunken cake and you're gonna love it. It's not hard to make. I'm gonna show you step by step. And it's gonna be so easy you can make it with your kids if y'all want to. So, we're gonna get all the ingredients together. We got the 2 sticks of butter and it's all melted, y'all.
Alright, so the butter's melted. Alright, y'all, so y'all know y'all saw all my ingredients. So now I'm going to take my raw eggs that's been room temperature. Everything is room temperature. The butter was room temperature. Now the eggs are room temperature. And we need to separate the egg yolk from the whites. And what we're going to do is we need 12 egg yolks because the egg yolks is what we're going to cook to make our filling. So I'm going to go ahead and get this separated. I have a bowl down here. Y'all want to just take a little peek here. What we got going on. Okay. So we want to keep our yolk and our white separate. Okay. All right. So that's one yolk in our pot. There we go. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're just going to be separating our yolk and our whites. And we will be using our whites. We're going to be using the whites in our cake. Ooh, sometimes that happens, you guys. Sometimes that happens where you lose your yolk. Especially when your yolk is room temperature. But you know what? That's at a loss. We're live, real TV. We won't even worry about that. We'll just go to the next one. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish separating my egg yolk and whites. You guys are free to watch. I'll just do it this way. That makes it a lot easier because you're actually holding your yolk now in your hand. All right. Now, I remember watching my grandmother prepare filling for a lane cake. And that's been a long time ago, you guys, a long time ago. But one thing that I really remember the most is that when she made the cake, she would put it in the freezer and she would slice it as per when she wanted it. But she had a cheesecloth, you guys. She had a cheesecloth and she would take that cheesecloth and put it over the cake. And every now and then she would take that bourbon and she would spread it out again on top of the filling that's on the cake. And I tell you, that was one, I think she called it, you know, keeping it moist. Because this is a cake that's it's a drunken cake, you guys. And you do not eat this cake until it's been made for at least 2 to 3 days, you guys. because you want all that good old filling to really soak into the cake. And you want your batter to be a white batter. You want your batter to be a white batter. So again, these egg whites will be going into the batter that we're going to prepare for our cake. Now, when I use the items that's going to be the filling, like the nuts and the coconut and my little dried cranberries and my raisins, that and here are our yolks. Excuse me. And here are our whites. And like I said, we got a couple of a little egg yolky in here, but it's not that much, so I'm not really missing much from it. But I will try to get some of it and bring it on out here. Get as much as I can pull from it. Otherwise, we'll just leave it as is, because we can still use that little yolk in our egg batter. Our cake batter. Like I said, this is real TV, you guys. Real TV. So, what I have here, as y'all see, I got my yolks right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up these yolks. And look at that creaminess of these yolks. See that? Yeah, y'all see that. So we're going to mix that up. All right. Now, to that yolk, we're going to add our sugar. Let me go wash my hands and we'll be right back. All right, you guys. So we have our eggs in here. You want to beat this for about 2 to 3 minutes. You can do it with a hand mixer, or you can do it with one of these. I find it so much easier to just do it with one of these. All right, and you are using large eggs, you guys. So now what I want to do is I want to add my 1.5 to 2 cups of sugar. 1.5 to 2 cups of sugar, whatever your preference. This is about a little under 2 cups of sugar. And we're just gonna whisk this in. Let's put that in there. Once you get the sugar mixed in with the yolk, we will then add the 2 sticks of our butter. And then once we add the 2 sticks of that butter, we're going to put it on the eye and we're going to cook this, stirring constantly, for about 15 minutes. So get your timer set for 15 minutes because we don't want to overcook it. Okay. All right, now let's go ahead and add this butter. And again, this is 2 cups. We'll add it gradually. That's about half. And we'll stir this in. Let me know if you guys are from the South, and if you've heard of Lane cake, and if you're not from the South, and you still have heard about Lane cakes, let me know that also. Because I'm telling you, this is a tradition. It's a special cake, and not many people make this cake because of the time consumption that it takes to make it, the effort that goes into this cake, and all that good stuff. All right. So we're just going to keep on mixing it until we get all this stuff blended. Now I'll bring this back into the pot. Just want to get that mixed up. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put my water in the bottom of this, and let's go ahead and get it cooking. All right, so while I just put that on the eye, we need about 4 cups. This is a cup right here. We need about 4 cups of these pecans, because we're gonna crush them up, and when we crush up those 4 cups, they'll make the 2 cups that we'll need. One, 2, 3, and 4. All right, so we'll go ahead and put these in the oven, because we're gonna toast these up in the oven for about maybe 15 minutes on 350. And then we're gonna come back and crush these up. We're gonna also crush up our cherries. We already have our coconut ground up. And then we will take our raisins and we will make sure they're finely chopped raisins. All right. Let's get these in the oven and let's go back over to the filling. All right, so I got my timer set for 15 minutes. Go ahead and start it. Make sure we constantly stirring this up. And the whole purpose of cooking the filling is because you want to cook that sugar. You don't want a gritty, sugary filling. You want that sugar to cook into that butter and cook into those egg yolks. See that? So we're going to cook this for 15 minutes. And we'll let this cook and I'll come back and stir. Got the pecans in the oven. Let's get over here and start crushing up some raisins. Okay, so we're going to use 2 cups of raisins. That's 1. That's 2. And what we're gonna make sure we do, you guys, we're gonna make sure that when we do the raisins, that once we cut them up, that they're gonna be cut up to 2 cups of diced raisins, okay? So let's get these cut up. We'll be back. All right, and to these raisins, I'm gonna add a little bit of bourbon. And y'all see I'm over here still whisking the egg mixture here. Got about 5 more minutes left on that. And then we're gonna put a little bourbon in this, you guys. Okay. And we're gonna put a cup of bourbon. A whole cup, you guys. A whole cup. Y'all see that? a whole cup of this bourbon right here. We're gonna put that in there. There we go. Multitasking. All right. Now I'm gonna turn my oven off because I have a pecans in there. The pecans been in there about 10 minutes. So let's go ahead and get this blended. There we go. Oh yeah, we want it just like that, y'all. Bourbon smells. I never had bourbon before. Today's gonna be a day. Let's try it. Ooh, okay. All right. Still got a little under 4 minutes left on the mixture. Now let's do a little stir in here. Oh yeah. This is how we want our raisins to look. Like that. We'll do another little whisk in here, another little whisk, and then we'll be done with the raisins, you guys. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, that should do it. Okay. All right. So we're gonna let these sit a little bit. Look at that, y'all. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? We're gonna let this sit in all that bourbon, and we're gonna finish up. We're gonna finish up on our filling right here, you guys. I smell it. It's cooking. Kind of reminds me of the mixture when you make pecan pies. I smell it. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna let that finish up. Got about 2 minutes left on this. Let's go ahead and get these pecans out of the oven and get them crushed up. All right, got the pecans out of the oven. Now we're just gonna crush them up. All right, you guys, I'm gonna let y'all hear the timer go off on this filling, because we are getting ready to set this aside, and we're gonna add our pecans, raisins, and coconuts. There it is. 15 minutes. See you at the counter. All right, you guys, so I have my filling here. I'm gonna go ahead and pour my filling in my bowl. Make sure we get it all, because you want to do a scrape. Make sure you get everything. Okay. Now, what you want to do now is you want to go ahead and add your raisins. Okay. And you want to add your 2 cups of pecans right here. that we chopped up, toasted. Okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead, and this is about a cup of cherries. We'll go ahead and do the same thing with the cherries as we did with the raisins. Go ahead and put that cup cranberries in here. Now, you know we've already used a cup of this bourbon, but guess what? We're gonna use about a quarter cup of it now. So we're gonna put about that much in there. Okay. And we're gonna take it over there. We're gonna blend this up and we'll be right back. All right, so now we have our cherries. We're gonna go ahead and drop these in here. A lot of times when you see the people now making lane cakes, they don't do the candied cherries, but that was one of the ingredients. A lot of times people can't find it during certain times of the year, so they just totally omit it. But guess what? We ain't omitting nothing in this recipe, y'all. I'm doing this recipe the way my grandmama and her mama did it. Okay? Now we got the coconut, and you know, we're gonna use 2 cups of coconut. And this coconut is already sweetened and already chopped up. Now we're gonna get 2 cups of coconut. Okay, there we go. Should get everything out of there. Okay, now let's go ahead and get this mixed up. If y'all could smell this filling, it smells awesome. I mean, awesome. I don't know why I've never made this before. It smells so good. Now this is the filling for the lane cake. Now you also see when you go looking at recipes, you see people using the white 7-minute frosting. The way us black folk did it, we didn't use that white frosting, y'all. Our frosting, the icing was this, inside and outside. We didn't use any white. I don't know why they used the white. I've never even had it with the white. I've never even seen it with the white. I've only seen it with the filling looking like this. So we're gonna let this sit and cool overnight. At least 6 hours. If you can't wait overnight, at least 6 hours, y'all. See that? Look at this. Let me show y'all what it's looking like. See that? All right, and that's it. Now, I will add some, maybe a little bit of vanilla flavoring and a little bit of my vanilla butter flavor, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. I'm gonna use a teaspoon of each. That's 1 teaspoon of the vanilla. And it's gonna be a teaspoon of the vanilla butternut. There we go. All right, now let's get this mixed up. Smells so good, y'all. Smells so good. And once, I'm gonna show y'all guys how I do my cake too, but once you guys have finished with the filling, let me taste it, you guys. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, y'all. Yes. Yes, this is it. This is the filling. All right. Get completely to room temperature. I'm gonna put some saran wrap on top of that. We're gonna leave it out overnight. And we're gonna go ahead and get our cakes made up. Hang tight. Look at that. All right. All right, you guys, so now I'm gonna make the cake. I've already added my 3 cups of flour and my 2 cups of sugar. Now again, that's 3 cups of flour. You can use 3 cups of self-rising flour, or you can use 3 cups of all-purpose flour with 1 to 2 tablespoons of baking powder, or you can use cake flour, your choice. I'm using about 2.5 cups of milk. That's whole milk. It's recommended whole milk. You want the good stuff. I have 2 sticks of butter that I'm gonna melt. And then of course my egg whites. It's got a little bit of yolk in there, but that's okay because it's 12 egg whites, and that's what you need. So we're gonna go ahead and whip those egg whites up. Go ahead and add our liquids and our butter to this and get that mixed up. We're gonna put it all together. Oh yeah. And we're gonna use both of these flavorings. We're gonna use our vanilla butternut and our traditional vanilla flavor, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and get all that combined, and we'll see you back in just a second.
Whisk till frothy. Go ahead and add your melted sticks of butter to the dry cake mix. Give it a mix and then go ahead and add your flavorings. Again, we have 2 flavorings we're going to add. We're going to add our vanilla flavoring and our butternut flavoring. 1 teaspoon each. Now add your milk. And continue to mix. Be sure to taste your batter before you add your eggs. Be sure as you're mixing to scrape the sides of the bowl. Okay, we're ready to add our frothy egg whites to the mix. All right, we're on the home run stretch. This is the final step, you guys, to this cake batter. Gotta make sure it's thoroughly mixed with the egg whites. And we're going to get ready to put it in the pan. We already have our oven set to 350 degrees. So this is how you want it. Nice and smooth and creamy, no lump batter. So we have 2 oil pans, and we're going to go ahead and put the batter in the pans. We don't want to overfill it. And as you can see, I have those cake belts on my cake pans, and it's supposed to keep the cake flat when it bakes up, so where there's no rounded top. So let's see how it goes. And again, I got that from Amazon.com. Check my list on Amazon.com. Now we want to level it out, and if there's too much batter at this time, you want to go ahead and take some of the excess batter and put it back in the bowl. Because again, we do not want to overfill our baking pans.
I forgot to use these. Into the oven they go. 350 for 35 minutes.
So our filling set out overnight. This is what we use for the cheesecloth. Is what we're going to be using to soak up the extra bourbon when we get done and we refrigerate our cake.
As y'all can see, it worked. This works. It came up flat. There's no dome. Very good job. Now I'm gonna let these babies cool. And we're gonna make 2 more layers.
So the cakes are done cooling. We're going to go ahead and transfer them from out of the cake pan and put them on these discs, these cardboard discs that I got from Amazon.com. You don't have to, but I will, because these are non-stick pans, but I am going to oil the pans before I add the liners. All right, so the first 2 layers we baked without the liners. These 2 layers, we're going to put the liners in there.
All right, so we're ready to layer them up and add this good old frosting. That lane cake frosting. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Let's get it done. Layering this cake is a craft, so be patient. Take your time and get the filling inside the cake layers and surrounding the cake layers. And if you all are thinking this cake is a hard cake to make, don't think that anymore. Make this cake. It is so easy. I went step by step on every process. I thought it could not be done years ago, but now it can be done. We have technology that we can make this possible, you guys. Back then, they were doing everything with their hands, crunching and mincing. We have electronics. We have kitchen gadgets. We can do this. We can do this. You guys saw it. You saw it right here at Promostk, Sheila Creations Way Cooking Show. Yes, the masterpiece is ready. You can do this for any holiday, any holiday. You could do it for any special occasion or non-special occasion. Back in the day, we only used to do it for funerals, weddings, or special gatherings. But guess what? It's so easy to make this recipe if you follow what I did, that you can make it no matter what day of the week if you want to. So, you guys like this recipe? Hit up a thumbs up and like it. Share. Not too many people are making these lane cakes, but they need to. And we need to get the word out there that anybody can do it. We need to pass this on from generation to generation. So from years to come, we got somebody that can make this cake for us. Okay? Now, subscribe. And again, share. Comment below and let me know what you think about this cake. Again, putting that filling on this cake is a craft, and you can do it. Just make sure you take your time and layer it and smooth it out, and it'll look just like this. Just like this. Look at that goodness. So we're going to get out saran wrap, and we're going to wrap these up and refrigerate it for 3 days, y'all. Before cutting it now, because you're going to put that cheesecloth on there, soak it with that bourbon. 3 days later. The reveal, you guys, we're going to go ahead and cut these up. We're going to do a slice for each one. This is a 3-layer. And then we got a 2-layer on the side. But we're going to go ahead and cut this 3-layer and see what it's looking like. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? I want to see some comments below.
Now I want you to enjoy this cake, but back in the day, we were only allowed one thin slice. So be careful, it's a drunken cake. Be careful. What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Shala and Frank. Come on over and check out our channel, Promostk Reality TV, husband and wife, where we eat good in the neighborhood. We're a mukbang eating show, cooking and recipes, especially soul food, pranks on Frank. Oh, y'all go check it out. Challenges, vlogs, comedy skits, short videos, and TikTok. So come on and become our oh yeah baby today. Subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram, Promostk, or you can also go to any of our social sites and find us under Promostk. Oh yeah baby. We can't wait to see you. We can't wait to meet you. So come on over.